I think for a lot of folks, especially, I wasn't raised having any kind of financial know-how. A lot of us just, um, that basic knowledge of stocks and bonds and things. And I think a lot of people, having gone through a difficult century so far, um, really like the idea of there being some sort of tangible, real something they could hold in their hand. It's real, it's solid, it's silver, like that kind of thing. And I think that's probably the draw that drives a lot of people to collect it as a medium that they've got under the bed or in their closet or in the safe in their house, because it feels real. But I do think you guys bring up really great points that how are you going to unload that in the event of an emergency? And so I think that is a really good lesson, especially for those of us who maybe aren't super financially savvy. People want to get into this stuff and they think, oh, well, hey, I can just have that, as opposed to something ephemeral and sort of seems a little more complicated. So I like that explanation.
I, I'd like to talk to somebody. I don't know anybody, maybe somebody's listening, but does anybody know anyone who has liquidated $4 million of physical silver? And how did they do it? Okay, you have silver in your closet, and 4 million, that's a lot of silver. How did you liquidate that physical silver?
Here's another major problem, and I should be saying this, but I will. I have a really good friend here that is big into metals, bigger in crypto, and he's quite well off. And he contacted me today. Talk about timing. And I know this guy, meaning his friend, and his friend mentioned another acquaintance that was basically hijacked, beaten up, tied up, and his metals were stolen from him in the past week.
Wow.
The thing that scares me sometimes, that's why people that talk about how much things they got, like silver and gold, and that if you have it in your house or somewhere on you, like people will break in your house for $20. If I mean, like, for example, with us, if somebody's listening to us and say, oh, I got 100,000 ounces of silver in my basement, I mean, it's scary. Like, what could happen? That's the other problem with it. It's like, if you've got stuff like that and it's on you, if it's not being stored somewhere safe, people will actually come after you. And this just happened this week. And I wasn't going to mention it, but I figure I should, because it's a fair warning to people that if you have a lot of silver, you don't want to be talking about it, or gold, especially if it's on your person, because today with the world, the way the world has gone crazy, they will probably come after you looking for it. It's a very real thing.
Yeah, good to know.
It is. Colleen, I think you wanted to raise a point.
Yeah, I love to hold silver for the industrial and technology, the future technology use of it, just in case it becomes scarce as decades pass and, everything has silver, medical devices, cell phones. And when we get into like the future tech, that's the reason I'd like to hold it.
I got a point there. I'm laughing because unlike Colleen, I don't have decades. Your Dick don't have to worry about 20 years at becoming a big demand, do we, Dick?
Got a little more short-term thinking on your
short-term.
Dick's gonna live forever.
I just got stem cell and hyperbaric therapy. So
those stem cells might say different.
So check this out. We're moving to quantum technology, though. Will we still be using silver and gold in components?
I don't know about on a go forward basis, but if I went to Vegas and I played a really good roulette spin and I got $1 million payout, when I went to cash that in, there would be a guy standing next to me laughing really loud, and he's from the Internal Revenue Service, and he's like, we're here to just collect right here on the spot, and here's your paperwork, and if you don't, you're going to jail. So Dick, this addresses your thought on, you ever meet anybody that sold $4 million in silver and how hard that was? There is a law an IRS regulation, if you sell over $1,000 worth of silver at any given point in time, you must report it on your taxes. So anything over $1,000 in silver, which is a really low amount, that's like nothing. I mean, a silver bar, like you picture bars of gold from the movies or something. I've held a silver bar before. Right now, the silver bar is probably that's a kilo. So whatever.
Kilo's $1,000, yeah.
Yeah, about $1,000. So that's reportable right now. And so, 1,000 bars of silver is roughly $4 million. So don't know how you're going to do that unless you're dealing with a black market buyer. But as long as bartering is thriving and alive and there's somebody that wants it in exchange for something, then you're good to go. I mean, anyway, figured I'd add that in.
Well, that's where cryptos come in. Because one Sunday afternoon, I texted Jeff Zylstra in Australia and said, I want to liquidate $2 million worth of cryptos right now. And he said, send them to me. And I sent them to him. And in 30 minutes, I said, sell them at market. And he said, here's your money. And he wired the money to me within a couple of days. And it was all done just by keyboard. And it went to the bank. Now, if I had $2 million worth of silver, which I don't, I have no idea. I call Kitco, and then I get a truck to, and I think DHL, if I told them I have $2 million worth of silver, they'd say, we don't do that.
No,
we can't insure that.
Yeah, you would need armored truck service with armed security guards, and you'd have to have some place to go where they too had armed security guards.
Okay, so I'm in Hawaii. How do I get it to Kitco?
Yeah.
Just asking, everybody.
By ship.
I cashed out a couple million, okay? I did it with cryptos like that, and it went right to my bank, and it's spent. And I've got enough left over to pay the IRS. But I don't know how you do that with silver. People don't, I got silver, it's going to go up.
Most people don't really think it through. And that's why if you do that, you'll realize, there's nothing wrong with it. It's good. And it was money before, but we've moved, we've advanced. We're in a new generation, a new age. And what was good back then? I mean, they used to use seashells for money, or big rocks, or tobacco if you're in prison, right? So things have changed. And it's not that it is worth what it's worth, because there is an industry for it. But like I said, going forward, it should hold its value. But to try and unload any amount of it, it's not going to be that easy. I mean,
in the world of bartering, like if you have a 50-pound bag of rice and I have a big family, but I know you have silver and you like silver, I might be able to offer you a couple silver coins for your big bag of rice. But if you don't have something that I want, and I don't have something you want, you're stuck with your silver. It's good to look at.
Good to hold.